Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine. It's your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham, episode number 598. And I went down a rabbit hole. I love tech sometimes. I love that you think, I'll just go and do a little bit of research on this thing, and then I end up, I don't know, just down this rabbit hole looking for things and trying to work out what's going on. So in yesterday's episode, I spoke about IndexNow and this thing that Bing was saying, you've got to go and get this to get your site indexed. And I went and did some research. I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll go and get an API and I'll connect my site and I'll see how it all works. I didn't even get that far. I worked out that my SEO plugin will actually do that to begin with. And I thought, well, maybe I should go and look at what IndexNow is. And then, and certainly as part of this podcast today, I'm going to show you how to connect it all up, I think. We'll see. But I wanted to find out what IndexNow was because I hadn't heard of it. I'm normally up on a lot of the SEO stuff because you see it filtering through your feeds and stuff. And it's really important when you're trying to get your sites listed and ranking to understand where the current situation is with SEO, search engine optimization. So I went and had a look. IndexNow is an open source protocol that, and I'm reading from the notes that I have here, so please bear with me. IndexNow is an open source protocol that enables websites to instantly notify participating search engines when content is created, updated, or deleted. Sounds like SEO to me. It sounds like sending a ping out to the search engines and saying, hey, we've got new content. We already do this. I'm still at this point going, so we're replacing something we're already doing. So this has been around since October 2021, which surprised me, but it's obviously just now starting to get a bit of groundswell. It was introduced by Microsoft Bing, what a surprise, and Yandex, which is another search engine. And it aims to streamline the indexing process, allowing for faster content discovery and reduced server load. Okay, that's cool. So I've got a whole heap of stuff here about it, but the search engines that are supported, and I'm not going to go into it. If you want to read up on it, fine, go for it. I'll show you a couple of sites. But the search engines that support this are Bing, Yandex, which are two that you might have heard of. You've certainly heard of Bing. Yandex you might have or might not have heard of. I certainly have because I see its bots crawling my sites all the time, slowing my sites down and just being a pain in the neck. Often they get blocked on my site. Naver, Naver, no idea, and Sesnum.cz. So these sound like pretty specific on the spot search engines. Google as yet has tested it, but they have not fully adopted it. So interesting that Google hasn't. So I dug a little bit further and I actually used AI and I asked some questions of AI and I got it to give me some information. And then I went and checked it. My biggest question on this is, so where's the money? Why would you do this if there's no money in it? Bing is a commercial organization. Yandex is a commercial organization. Well, Bing is part of Microsoft. So Microsoft's got this whole commercial organization around it. Search engines tend to make their money through advertising. So why would they implement a third-party open source? Now, open source means that anyone can get this code and use it to submit their stuff to the search engines. Okay, I can see the benefit of that. You're getting sites to submit to you more regularly. But where's the money? Why would you do this? And the only answer that I could find that made any sense at all is that this offloads the processing from the main search servers. So the search servers, the search engine infrastructure itself is now offloading the processing of having to send out spiders, having to send out things to index sites, having to go and get that information and then process it and then get it into their search engines. What they've now done is they've flipped it on their head and they've said to us as site owners, hey, tell us what your new content is. Tell us what your new content is, and theoretically we'll get it listed. Now we're going to test that. We are going to be able to test that because I've got a site, as you know, that isn't being ranked or isn't being listed by Bing. So we're going to be able to do some testing on this and see if that's correct. So the money, as far as I can see, and I know I keep talking about money and it's dirty to talk about money, but the money in this is the cost savings to these search engines, these smaller search engines, and they are significantly smaller than Google, in their processing. And the other benefit to that is that they're getting information in quicker to list. So what I think, and this is just me sitting out here in the ether, having done this for many, many years, what I think, Google's got a significant portion of the search market. I don't think there's any doubt on that. I know the statistics support it, but Google became a verb, didn't it? We're going to go Google that, or an adjective, which is an action word. We're going to go and Google that. We don't go and Bing it. We don't go and Yandex it. We used to Skype people and now we Zoom people, but now we Google things. We don't search for things. We go and Google it. Google has this place in the market that seems to feel unassailable. I think these search engines are going, we cannot afford to put the money into our search engines, into our technology that Google has. Google is so far ahead of the game. We can't compete. We can't catch up. Or even if they can't, it's not even that they can't, they're having trouble catching up or staying afloat, in line with Google. So they've developed this technology, IndexNow, to try and offload their processing, to try and get quality content implemented or given to them so that they can get it listed faster. That's what I think. I could well be wrong. But I don't see why you would implement an open source system that did this when you've already got a system that works. We've already got a process that works. It's worked for years. It continues to work today, except now Bing won't list my sites. So now it's telling me to go and use this third-party service, IndexNow, or this third-party protocol system process to send it content. It doesn't seem to make any money out of it. IndexNow is an organization. It's an open source piece of code that any of us can get, edit, change, do what we want with. It will submit stuff to these search engines. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. I know I'm rabbiting on about this, but it's the only thing that makes sense to me. Now, the reason I did all that, the reason I went through that process, I wanted to make sure that if I went down the path of using IndexNow, implementing this protocol, implementing this system, this process, whatever you want to call it, on my website, and started recommending that my clients start doing this, that I'm not roping them into something that's going to bite them later on, or bite me later on by them coming back and say, well, this is now a payable service. Just because this is open source now doesn't mean to say it won't become payable in the future, but maybe they'll start charging for it. Certainly doesn't look like they will, but okay, I wanted to make sure that I understood that, I'm not signing up for something that's going to end up costing me a fortune in the future, or even a small amount in the future. I wanted to make sure that it was legit, that we're not just using a protocol or a system that's going to get us banned at some point along the way, because that's been done before as well. And I wanted to make sure I understood what it was that I'm selling people, that I'm recommending to people to do things. So that's why I went down this rabbit hole, and boy, was it a rabbit hole. Let me share my screen though. I want to show you the IndexNow homepage, the site that they're on, so you can go and read it and have a look at it yourselves. I'm going to show you how Bing sells it. And just remember, if you're going to go and use AI to go and investigate all this stuff like I did, you're going to have to go and verify your sources. You're going to have to go and have a look at the source material. Just remember that the AIs they are just large language models that have some smarts around how it assesses things. But they use that base information, and if you don't understand that base information, or if they misinterpret that base information, or someone has said something about that base information that's got a lot of likes or a lot of kudos, and it's wrong, it's going to feed it back to you. So just bear that in mind if you're going to use AI to do any form of assessment on it. Like I said, it took me a bit, and I've been down a rabbit hole with it. So let me just share my screen. Okay, so this is IndexNow.org. It's a pretty base site, and it kind of did worry me a little. The other thing that worries me a little bit about it is there's no ownership on it. There's nothing here. We've got languages, we've got documentation, we've got an FAQ, we've got terms and conditions. We can go and look at the terms and conditions. And it does actually say to you tell you who it's between. Okay, so it's between Microsoft, Yandex, or the sponsors of IndexNow, Yandex, Leetham, and Microsoft. So this here gives you the indication of who it is. Do make sure you read the terms and conditions before you sign up to anything. I know I'm a nag and I'm boring like that. The documentation is very technical. That's for people more like me and my coders that I use. There is an FAQ that you can go and have a look. So what are the endpoints? So if we want to, like if I want to build an app and have it automatically use IndexNow to send my updates to it, this is what I would use. But yeah, you've got all of the FAQs there. So that's the IndexNow site. This is what Bing sells. So if you go to Webmaster Tools in Bing, bing.com/webmasters, and click on the IndexNow link on the left-hand side, you get a whole sales page. I really, really love some of their graphics, by the way. I shouldn't poke fun, but there we go. Take control of your SEO game with real-time indexing. It's shaping the future of web indexing. It's been out since 2021 and we're only just finding out about it. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I know I'm being facetious. Who's adopted it and how to get started. Okay, cool. We might come back to this page, but that's how Bing is selling it compared to what's on their actual homepage. The site for IndexNow, indexnow.org, if you want to go and look at it. Alrighty. So how do we use this? How do we actually use this? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked it. Thank you very much. I use WPMUDev SmartCrawl Pro on my website. On my WordPress website. I'm going to use my WordPress website today. We're going to go through and I'm going to show you how to enable that in SmartCrawl Pro. I'm going to show you, I think, how to get an API key and how to put that on and how to get this all working. That's what we're going to do in the next few minutes. This is SmartCrawl Pro. It is in a number of other SEO plugins for your website. So if you're using a different one, go and have a look. I might do Yoast's SEO. I might do all-in-one SEO shortly as well, just to give you all of this. Do I think this is going to be the next big thing? No. No, I just think this is just another thing we have to do. I sound a little flat on it. It's just another thing we need to do in the process of getting websites up and keeping websites running and getting them listed in search engines. I think it's a great idea, to be perfectly honest. First of all, it puts the control in our hands. We can go out and say, hey, we've got new content. But and it's taking the processing power off of the requirements off of the search engines that aren't Google. And I think that's probably a good thing. It reduces their cost. It makes sense to me in a technical way why you would do it. Do I think it's going to be the next big thing? No, I really don't. I just think it's just another thing that we have to do, and it's something that we have to put into our processes when we set up websites. So it's something that I want you guys to think about as business owners is, are we using this technology or these processes? Should we be using them? Are they beneficial to us? And if so, how do we do them? So let's get on to how we do it. I'm going to head across to my website. Let me share that screen. There we go. I am in my WordPress admin dashboard here. I've closed up all of my widgets so that it's not so noisy, because gee, it gets noisy. You will see that I have SmartCrawl Pro installed on my site. I can get to it through the top menu here, or in the left-hand sidebar, it's down under SmartCrawl Pro. I'm going to go to the settings menu. Now, under the settings menu, under general settings, you do have to have the latest version of SmartCrawl Pro enabled. I'm ignoring this message here because it's telling me that I've got redirection enabled. It's got its own URL redirection. I've turned that off. I want redirection. I've used it for years. Anyway, not going to get distracted. Sorry. Under the plugin modules, you'll see I've got what I have enabled, but then you'll see that instant indexing has been added. And it's disabled. That's because it's just been added and I need to go and enable it. So I'm going to enable it. Then I'm going to come to the bottom, ignoring everything else in here. We're going to say save. Okay, cool. Now, if I come back down to the left-hand side and come down to SmartCrawl Pro, you'll see that I have instant indexing available as a menu option now. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to come down to settings. Don't worry about all of that. We need to come down to settings. Google API is coming soon. IndexNow API. Okay, so the IndexNow API. What happens if I generate a new key? Okay, so it looks like I don't need to do anything. It looks like the API key is automatically generated when this is installed, which is fantastic. I'm really, really glad to see that. And if you think your site's been compromised, you can just come in and generate a new key. Let's do a verify key. Okay. I'm assuming that's done something. Oh, right, this will open your key file. So yes, it's verified it. It opened the key file, it told me. So that's all you have to do, is you just have to enable it in SmartCrawl Pro. You've got to come down and make sure you don't even need to do this step. But the API key is automatically generated for you when you install the plugin, when you activate it, when you enable IndexNow or instant indexing. The things that you should do, though, once you're here under settings, is have a look at what it is indexing for you. I only want posts and pages indexed. I don't want symbols and lightboxes. No, thank you. They're all part of the bigger system and I don't need them indexed individually. You might want your attachments, your media library indexed. I don't. So I'm just going to leave that as not indexed. So from here, what can we do? Well, first of all, we can do submit URLs. So if we want to submit URLs one at a time, we can do them here, or multiples at a time. We submit them here. We put in our full URL and hit the submit URLs button. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to show you something else. And then we've got submission history and it says submission history. Let's go check something though. Let's go to my posts menu. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the last 5 posts that were made on my site, which are my podcasts. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here under bulk actions, you see I've got this SmartCrawl instant indexing submit now. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to submit those to instant indexing. We can't tell whether it's been done. Now, also, if you mouse over it, this is if you've got SmartCrawl Pro enabled. If you mouse over a blog post, you get that little mini menu underneath. You'll see you've got the ability to submit just that one now as well. If I now come back down to SmartCrawl Pro and go to instant indexing, and we'll go to submission history, it tells me that there were 5 submitted manually, and they were submitted manually successfully. Now, I am assuming that when just go back up, just check. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to check. When I submit a post, when I publish a post now, or when I publish a new page on my site, now that this is all enabled and running, it's going to automatically submit those new posts and pages to IndexNow, not to the search engines, via IndexNow, and go through that manual submission process automatically for me. That's it. That's all you need to do. I'm assuming the other search engine plugins, the SEO plugins are really, really similar. Let me come back and chat to you guys. I'm assuming that the other plugins are similar. The other SEO plugins are similar to that. Pretty easy. I like that it generates the API automatically. I don't have to go and... That's a real relief, actually. I don't have to go and sign up somewhere. I don't have to get onto someone else's list. I don't have to provide my email address. I don't have to verify my email address. It's all done as part of the process when that plugin is enabled. Now, that doesn't mean to say that won't change in the future. I guess it's going to depend on whether there's a lot of bad behavior around how this is used, whether they want you to start verifying who you say you are before they give you an API. Anyway, I think that's pretty reasonable. I'm a lot happier with it that way. I still think it's just another thing that we add to our list of SEO things we do when we're trying to keep sites running, when we're trying to get them listing and ranking and all of those things. I don't think it's the next big thing in search engine optimization. I just think it's another thing. Alrighty, was that useful, guys? Have you heard of IndexNow? Have you been using it? Have you actually tried? I'd love to know if you've tried it or not. Let me know. Come across to my community, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. Join the conversation there. If you don't want to do that, you can always leave comments on these videos wherever you are watching or listening to them. I will respond when I get a chance. Got a few things on at the moment. If this video was helpful, give it a like, maybe share it out with your friends as well. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. Take a deep breath, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.